Hi, today I'm going to be talking about how I teach growth mindset to children. It is very important that kids understand that everybody can learn with hard work and perseverance, and that if they don't understand something now, they just don't understand it yet and can keep trying. One way I show them about growth mindset is through the videos that are found on the Class Dojo website. Some of you may be familiar with Class Dojo. Some classroom teachers use it as a communication tool with parents, and some of you may not be familiar with it, but that's okay. And how you find these videos is you can just search Class Dojo Big Ideas. And then you can see that the very first thing that comes up is Class Dojo Big Ideas. The very first choice is Growth Mindset, so I'm going to click on that. And then voila, you are here at the videos for Growth Mindset that I show the kids. So the first one is where the kids meet Mojo. He's a lovable monster and he loves school, especially math. But one day the problems become too hard. And so he thinks that he's just not smart enough to solve them. And then he packs up to leave school. And his friend Katie says, wait a second, Mojo, that's not how it works. You're not born smart. You just have to work at learning something. And that your brain is like a muscle. And whenever you keep learning things, your brain gets stronger and stronger. And so it's important that if you don't understand something yet, you keep working at it and you can get there. The second video that I show the kids is called The Magic of Mistakes. And in this one, Mojo is, he entered a robot competition. And so he's building a robot and he's struggling, making mistake after mistake, and he throws the robot into the trash. And Kitty comes along and looks at the robot and she says, hey, this is looking pretty good. You're on the right track. And Mojo tells her that he gave up. And she tells him that if you give up, your brain's not going to get stronger. And in the video, they show a brain on a couch eating Cheetos with its feet up watching TV. And the kids always laugh at this, but they understand, it makes sense to them that if they don't learn something or they don't try, their brain is just not going to get stronger. And so I talk to the kids about, oh, your brain might be eating Cheetos on the couch right now. Let's keep trying. So it's a good visual for kids to understand that if they keep trying, their brain can get stronger. The third one is called The Incredible Power of Yet. And in this video, Katie is the one that's struggling. She loves science and she thinks of herself as very smart at science. But one day they're building a volcano and she's struggling. And so she goes to ask somebody for help, but then she stops because she's afraid that they're going to make fun of her and thinks she's not smart. And at lunchtime, Mojo realizes that she's not looking very happy and asks her what the problem is. And she tells him, and Mojo says, hey, I was having the same problem, but I asked a friend for help, and then I understood, and we were able to together build a really great volcano. And Katie said, weren't you afraid they were going to make fun of you? And he says, no. He says, when you can't do something, you just think about it as, I just can't do it yet. And then you can seek out help if you need it. And so I really love that 3-letter word, yet. I actually have yet posted in my room because it helps to turn a negative statement into a positive statement. So when kids say, I can't do this or I stink at this, I say, hey, you just can't do it yet. So let's keep trying. The fourth one is called The Mysterious World of Neurons, and it actually talks to the kids about how there are neurons in their brains, and when they work on challenging things, their neurons are talking to each other and communicating with one another. And that is how their brain learns, and that is how their brain gets stronger. I remember the first time I showed this to first grade, and I thought, is this concept too difficult for them? Are they really going to understand it? And a few days later, one of my first graders was working on a challenging task and he was able to solve it and complete it. And he said to me, Miss Barsotti, my neurons are having a party. And that showed me that he totally understood. Of course, I'm not going to ask him to give me the scientific explanation of how neurons work, but he was able to understand that by doing challenging things, his neurons were communicating and his brain was getting stronger. The last video shows how Mojo put everything he learned together. And so he builds a rocket and he daydreams, it has dreams that he's going to be able to fly into outer space, and that is a great challenge that he's going to solve. So the day that he goes to launch the rocket, obviously it doesn't work, and he is upset at first, but then he realizes that, well, that was a super duper 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 challenge, that at this time I don't know enough to be able to build a rocket. But I can one day if I solve little challenges on my way to understand how to build a rocket. And it's interesting because I asked the kids, do you think that I could build a rocket? And some of them say yes. And I say, absolutely not. That is a too hard challenge for me right now. I would have to go back to school for many, many years to learn how to do that. And so they learn that challenges have to be attainable. They have to be within reason. That right now they may want to build a rocket or they may want to do something like that, but they don't have the knowledge in which to do that. But if they want to do that one day, then they have to work hard and meet many different challenges in their course of learning so that one day they can build a rocket. These videos are so well made. They are actually made by Class Dojo and the people from Stanford University. It's a project for education research that scales. So they are very kid-friendly, very age-appropriate, and it helps me to talk to your kids about learning. So if you get a chance, these videos are quick, like 2 to 3 minutes each, and I think that you will like them and it will help you to talk to your kids about how they learn and how to work through challenges. You can click subscribe to see more new videos, and thanks.